Hey, I'm Lexi. I'm a communications major at Columbus State University. I'm a junior, set to graduate in the fall of 2023, which I'm super excited about. Graduation could not come sooner. The goal for this assignment was to pick a topic that is related to what I want to do for a career. The thing is, I have no idea what I want to do for my career. I have a general idea. I know I want it to be something that allows me to connect with people on a deeper level. I want to be able to make a difference in the lives of others through personal connections and all of those things. And I don't know that many people in the area, to do those things with, but I do know that a lot of college students and people my age are probably feeling a little out of place or a little lost. So I thought, why not make a video for those people? I thought I could have a transparent conversation. College is supposed to be the best years of your life, and I feel like crap a lot. I've been at the school for a couple years now, and COVID has completely altered the way I expected my college experience to go. I wasn't able to live on campus my freshman year, so I wasn't able to establish a lot of those long-lasting relationships in my first year of school, and I don't really know anyone, so I haven't gone to any of the parties, and my school experience isn't looking anything like I had expected it to. It's not looking anything like I wanted it to. And I've made a few friends here and there, a lot of people that I talk to outside of school, mostly about assignments. I try to make a friend in at least every class. Some of the friends that I do have, a lot of them go home for the summer, so that just kind of alters everything. My point being, college is not always going to look like the good old glory days you see on social media. People post those things in the first place because it was a highlight for them, and I think that's a concept that I forget all the time, because I have this problem where I compare myself to other people's successes, and that's not fair to me, but I do it anyways. A lot of us do, and I think that's such a relatable thing for so many people my age, whether you're in school, you're not in school, you've just graduated. I'm only 20 years old, and I feel like I should be well on my way to establishing a career and living my best life and being on my own, being super successful and independent. College students in general just place so much pressure on themselves to be the best version you can be, the best version of yourself, and we're pushing this agenda of self-love and all of that, but some of us are out here working 2 jobs and taking out tons of loans, and this is not the ideal situation for us to be living our best lives, and that can be very heavy and super discouraging. I'm freaking stressed. I am stressed. I have to find a place to live, and I don't know anybody that needs a roommate, so I have to figure out how to budget an apartment by myself, and living on campus at this point just isn't worth the money. That's not a feasible thing for me, so I'm dealing with that on top of all of the other things that I have going on. And when you stop romanticizing it, college is super hard, and it can be super lonely sometimes. Making friends is hard, and I'm not a quitter. I don't give up easy. I still have a year left, and I'm really starting to take into consideration that my time is almost up. Never again in my life will I be able to tell someone that I'm a junior in college. So I have been trying to be proactive in the way that I'm approaching the different situations in my life. And so I came up with a list of some of the things that I'm doing to help combat the things that I've been feeling and the things that I've been experiencing. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but I've been trying to do things to more or less embrace this season of loneliness in a way. I realize I'm alone a lot. So I started thinking of ways that I could try to rewrite that narrative into something a little bit more positive. So I started going for walks by myself around the park, or I will sit on a blanket in the sun and I will, film this video in front of strangers walking past me with their dogs and all of these things. Is that out of my comfort zone? Absolutely. But we're gonna call it me time, and just giving it a positive framework. That's a really great place to start. When I'm walking, I will listen to podcasts. That always helps me feel a little less lonely, because I can, hear someone talking. I don't have anyone to talk to if I'm walking by myself. I can talk to myself, and I do sometimes, but listen to podcasts, self-help. Sometimes, I'll listen to a sermon or just anything to help kill the silence. But there are some times where I will just walk in complete silence, and I'll people watch, and I'll look at the dogs, and I'll listen to the birds, and I'll put my phone on do not disturb. And in that respect, I'm putting myself in a position to completely unplug and unwind and to just hear my own brain think. And in those moments, it's like very intentional in the way that I'm putting myself in this space to be alone. I do a lot of journaling. I carry a journal around with me all the time because I have a lot of feelings, a lot of big feelings, some of them good, some of them not, some of them are fairly heavy, and I don't always want to be the person that's unloading my burdens on the people in my circle. My circle is very small, so that could get old very fast. But in my journal, I can write whatever I want to, whenever I want to, however I want to, and sometimes I'll find myself writing about something, and then 30 minutes later I'm still writing about this one thing where I've gone off on a tangent, writing about something that I didn't even realize I had so many deep feelings about. It's really funny. You can learn a lot about yourself when you are writing to yourself or writing about yourself. It's a very neat thing, and I think a lot of people need to try it. I make it a point to reach out to my family a lot. I have a lot of long distance friends, and keeping those relationships alive and healthy, that brings me this sense of warmth and comfort that I don't have here. I go for drives too. Sometimes I will go on Google Maps and I will find the nearest mountain or body of water. I'll drop a pin on it and I'll drive. Sometimes I'm driving 40 minutes into Alabama. I've found some really cool places doing that, and I've seen a lot of really pretty sunsets. I like to go sunset chasing. That's usually the time I'll drop a pin and just drive off. It's like when the sun's starting to go down. I am trying to step out a little bit more, go out of my comfort zone in a couple different ways. Sometimes with my wardrobe, sometimes in the spaces that I will put myself in. Recording this video in front of strangers on a blanket in the park isn't something that I, normally would do. I easily could have filmed this in the comfort of my bedroom, but I didn't, because this is me trying to experience something. And on top of that, I needed this quiet time for myself, and I needed to be out in the sun because I haven't been out in the sun today. But with my wardrobe, sometimes I will put together an outfit that just makes absolutely no sense. The colors don't match, the patterns don't match, the shoes don't look great with it, but it's out of my comfort zone, so I'm gonna wear it. Sometimes I will dress completely in my comfort zone, which is something that, I don't always do either. If I'm going to the grocery store, I'm not gonna wanna wear sweatpants and flip-flops, but who cares what I look like when I go grocery shopping? I don't need to put on a pair of jeans. Sometimes it's completely okay to dress in your comfort zone. You don't always need to try to impress somebody else. College is definitely a time where I want to be experimenting. I want to do things that are going to put me out of my comfort zone and to challenge me. I'm trying to put myself in positions where I can meet new people. I love meeting new people. I love talking to people, and that's why it's so frustrating for me that I don't have more friends. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense, but it's time and place, and for whatever reason, I'm just in this season of my life where those are not things that I get to experience immediately. College is weird, and whatever your experience is, whether it's amazing or it's gone a little bit like mine, the way you're feeling is more than likely super normal and relatable. I don't know everything there is to know about navigating this season of my life, but if nothing else, I always want to be transparent about my experience, because vulnerability isn't something people really pride themselves on anymore, but I think we could all use a little bit more of that. So if you can, go out, sit in the sun, grab your journal or grab a friend and go try to have a transparent conversation.